It's not every time fried rice. It's not every time jollof rice. It's not every time coconut rice. Today I'm going to be showing you yet another recipe you need to add to your list. I'm going to be showing you how to make Chinese rice. Now for this, all you need is to add as much proteins as you have available. So I'm going to be starting with my shrimps. I'm going to be frying this in sesame oil, which is like the ideal one. But guy, if you don't have sesame oil available, you can use any other oil. So that's the ideal one though. So I just seasoned my shrimps with salt and black pepper, and then I allow this to fry. Next, I'm going to be frying in my chicken breast. So you know, chicken breast is always easy to use because there's no bone. All you need to do is to just cut it into tiny strips like you can see, and then you just allow this fry very well on both sides until it becomes really brown. So when it becomes brown, you know that okay, your chicken breast is ready. So at this point, chicken breast is ready, and then we can remove it and keep it aside. Now, you know, I told you that for this recipe you need as much proteins as you can lay your hands on. So don't shout when I'm going to be adding in my sausages. You also need sausages for the Chinese fried rice. So you're just going to be frying this on both sides until you see that it's really ready. So when it gets to this particular point, now you know that your sausage is ready. So we're just going to be turning it a bit, and then we're going to be setting it aside. So next, I'm going to be adding another protein. Yes, I'm going to be adding in some eggs. Now this is what really makes it Chinese fried rice. So I just reduce the oil in the pan I'm using, and then I just added my eggs. Now you see, for these eggs you want to scramble them, so you don't want like full fried egg. So if you notice, I'm going to be doing this in parts because I'm working with almost six cups of rice, you get. So I don't want to put all the egg ones, because if I put all the egg ones, it will be difficult for me to scramble. So I'm just doing this in parts, but to make it faster, I'm still going to be doing it on the same pan. So I'll just put it aside like you can see, and then I'll mix. If you feel like doing this the same and pouring everything at once, I'll still get the same result. You can let me know in the comment section. I wouldn't mind trying it out, but then to me, I just felt like okay, it's better to just do it like this so that I can get as much as possible, since it's something I'm going to be adding later into the rice. So here we are. All I added was just a bit of salt and black pepper to the egg before I started scrambling it. So while I'm prepping my ingredients, let me welcome you, in case it's your first time, to Aline vs Food. Now on this channel we share everything food, so if it's your first time, make sure you click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so when we upload videos like this you don't get to miss it. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Now we're starting our Chinese rice proper. So oil in the pan, put in onions, and we're going to be putting in all our veggies. So we have some carrots, we have some green peas, we'll follow in with some sweet corn, and we'll add green pepper, all of that, you know, to just give it that color. We want this to be looking very colorful. And yes, one unique thing about this meal is that you're not going to use salt, and you're not going to use seasoning cubes. Yes, you got me right. No salt, no seasoning cubes. Like when I served this to my friends and I told them I didn't use like the actual salt and seasoning cubes, they didn't really believe me. But here it is. You won't be using it. We'll be using something else to season it. When we get there, I will show you guys. So for now, you just want to stir fry this, so you can see minimal, or you really just want to stir fry it. And then for some taste, since I'm not using salt, I'm going to be using the dark soy sauce. So this is what I'm going to be using to just give it some taste, because you don't want your veggies to be tasting bland and just there. So we're going to be mixing this until you can see that your veggies are ready. Next, we are going to be adding in our rice, cooked rice, preferably leftover rice. But then I don't want to be like those food influencers or food creators that will come and say leftover 7 cups of rice, because come on, who has leftover 7 cups of rice? But then your rice, preferably a day old rice. Yes guys, don't sleep on this, a day old rice. So for me, this was a Sunday. I made this on a Sunday evening. So what I did early in the morning, even before going to church, I just bought my rice and kept it down so that in the evening I can use it. So there's actually a difference, because you don't want your rice to be hot, soggy, all of that. If it's a day old rice, it comes out way better. So we're just going to be mixing all of these. Now you see, fun fact about making this meal today was I was actually skeptical. Now I've done this a couple of times, but I always make like 2 cups, 3 cups, 2 cups, 3 cups. So when I knew I had to make almost 6 to 7 cups, I'm like, will this thing go well? It's something to cook, is one thing to cook a meal like this in small quantity, but for this quantity I said okay, let me try it, and it came out really really well. So now after mixing, I'm going to season this with soy sauce and then oyster sauce. Those are the 2 things I'm going to be using. So oyster sauce is the one that is a bit thicker, and to me I would say okay, that's like the seasoning, while the soy sauce is like the salt. So these are the 2 things you are going to use to just season it. And there are a lot of other recipes you can use this for, so you don't have to feel like, oh, if you have this at home, what else are you can use it to make curry sauce and all of that. If you want other recipes you can use this for, just let me know in the comment section. I'm going to make other recipes you can use it for, so at least if you have it at home, you know that you don't always have to wait for when you want to make Chinese rice. You can use it to make pasta, a whole lot of recipes guys, and it just gives a very very different taste. So instead of the usual taste we are used to eating, once you eat your Chinese rice, it gives that Chinese vibes you get. So after mixing, I wasn't satisfied with the taste, and the color wasn't really popping, but the taste most importantly. So I had to add a bit, because like I said, I was working with a lot of rice. So I added a bit more, and then I'm going to mix this properly. Don't forget we have our proteins aside though, so we're still going to be introducing them back into the meal, but for now we are just going to mix this properly. So now it's time to bring in our sausages. Yes, we're going to be putting in all our proteins from the sausages. Next we'll put in our chicken breast. We're going to be putting this in. Next we're going to be following in with our shrimps. Funny how when I was prepping all these proteins, I felt like, oh, they were so much for the rice, but after mixing it, everything just kind of disappeared. I was like, I had a lot of proteins, where did all of them disappear to? But guys, this is a must try. I think you should try this a Sunday after church. It will really really be nice, and you can even give your kids to school. So sometimes what I do, if I have leftover white rice and I want to prep something for the kids to take to school, in the morning I just add proteins, add the rice, put soy sauce, oyster sauce, add some veggies, and you are good to go. My kids absolutely love it, because who doesn't love so much proteins in one meal? We will even see them picking it, and before you know, they are done with their meal. So guys, let me know what you think about this recipe. Would you be trying it? Let me know in the comment section. If there's any other video you want me to make, also let me know in the comment section. If you have not, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll catch you in our next video. Bye.